Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We have brought you many chase videos over the years here on our digital platforms, and each one seems to be a little bit different. I've seen everything from stolen cars, stolen motorcycles, even a stolen camper that took police on a chase, but today is a first. This was Sunday afternoon in the Ravenna area. This all started when a Kent State employee tried to call police, couldn't get through to police, apparently couldn't get through on a call to their routine numbers, so she flagged down an employee to say that a UTV, an all-terrain vehicle that belongs to Kent State, she's an employee there, she noticed that this UTV was driving around Ravenna and was even at a gas station, and that's what she flagged police down for, was because they're not supposed to be off of Kent State property. And that began this chase, and let's just go ahead and start. There's no audio on the majority of this. This is the first time the officers make contact, and they're going to turn their lights on. They twerp at him a couple of times. The sound, you're going to see him motion back to, he turns on the little flashing, slow-moving vehicle sign. He gives them kind of a hold on, according to the police officer. He interpreted that as a hold on finger. That was not the middle finger. They claim he was just trying to say, well, hold on, like he's going to pull over in a second. But as you're about to see, he does not pull over. In fact, he's going to run this stop sign up here without stopping. He slows down but does not stop. So this is when police determine that, well, we're about to get into a chase with a Kent State UTV. This officer is going to try and pull in front of him. Watch to the right side. This isn't going to work. Drives up and through the grass there, blows that stop sign, was driving on a sidewalk. This chase ultimately is going to last for about 10, 15 minutes, does cross through a number of streets, and at one point, notice here there's a red light or flashing red light. He runs that. At one point in this video, I noticed at least 4 police cars. Now he's driving in the wrong lane. We know that this is an individual named Allen. It looks like dual hose, D-L-U-H-O-S, dual hose. He's now facing a list of charges, including fleeing and eluding, as well as criminal mischief. That's from the Kent Police Department. He even takes this down now on the path beside the railroad tracks. We're going to switch to the vehicle that was in the lead chase. The audio's really kind of terrible. You hear the officer yell, "Pull over." But it's this really kind of broken audio. But notice at the top there, you have another officer that's moved into position to try and stop this UTV. That does not work. That officer even gets out of his vehicle to try and get the man to stop. He just takes off back down another street. In fact, he's going to turn into a park area, and this officer is going to lose him for just a bit, but is picked up by another officer during the chase, as we're going to see right about here. And he's heading into kind of this industrial area. And as far as high-speed chases go, this was not a high-speed chase. This reached max speed of somewhere between 15 to 20 miles per hour, again driving up on sidewalk through this neighborhood. At one point, and I'm not sure we have the video of that, said that the individual, this Allen dual hose, almost hit 2 kids who were on a sidewalk. You can see it's getting a little crazy here in and amongst some traffic. He's able to avoid the officers trying to block him in, but he doesn't avoid it this time. He gets up to this intersection, and now with 3 and 4 officers involved in this chase, you're going to see this officer pull in here and make the stop as other officers are getting the door open to that UTV and pulling out Alan Dulhos and getting him to the ground. You're going to see they get him into cuffs. He does resist a little bit, but you'll see him get him into cuffs and then stand him up and walk him to one of the cruisers. Again, this was Sunday afternoon that this all took place in Ravenna, as we have our suspect there captured. We'll go through this video one more time. It's only 4 minutes long. And so what we'll do, for those of you just joining, this is a chase that took place in Ravenna Sunday afternoon, approximately, let's see, that's 2 o'clock, 2 hour, 17:13, 2:13 in the afternoon. It started on Elm Street and Highland Avenue. You had a woman who was a Kent State employee, and that employee noticed this UTV that had a Kent State sticker on the side of it driving in the city of Ravenna. She was trying to call police. That's why she noticed that it should not have been off-campus grounds, and that's why she flagged down this officer. This is the first time the officer is making contact with this individual. And you're going to see he tries to turn on the lights and pull him over, and he's going to start to take off there, and he's going to kind of, there's that hand signal that the officer interpreted as, you know, sort of a hold on, wait a second kind of motion that he was going to pull over. He obviously does not. And you're going to see him blow through this stop sign up here, and that's really what begins the chase. He puts the brakes on a little bit, but doesn't stop. And then you'll see this officer try and make a move to get in front of the vehicle to get him to stop. And this does not work. You'll watch he comes up over the yard here and gets around this first attempt of the officers there blowing another stop sign from the sidewalk. You see him glance back, not exactly sure what was on the mind of Alan Dulhos. He's now facing charges of fleeing and eluding. That's from the Ravenna Police Department. And then from the Kent, as you see him run a flashing red light there, from the Kent Police Department, he's facing criminal mischief charges. Now driving on the wrong side of the road, the officer tries to cut him off a little bit there. One of the officers in their reports does claim that he clipped the backside of the officer's vehicle, the vehicle's cruiser, the officer's cruiser, with that UTV. And we see he's going to turn down the railroad tracks, the gravel path that's on both sides. There is a little bit of the broken audio. You hear the officer yell, "Pull over." And then at the top of the railroad tracks, you're going to see an officer there trying to move into position. They're going to try and block him and stop him any way they can. But based on the fact that it is an all-terrain vehicle, he's able to get around the officers several times. He's able to outmaneuver the officers. He then is going to take this into an industrial area, a little bit of an industrial area. All in all, this chase lasted somewhere in the realm of 10 to 15 minutes. He eventually runs through a city park at one point. Another officer tries to get out ahead of where he thinks this guy is heading. You're going to see a little bit, again, an aggressive, he almost dumps this thing a couple of times, flips it over by driving into people's front yards and on the sidewalk. But ultimately, he does not get away, as we have seen in many of these chase videos. We're going to get up to another area where there's, at one point I saw 4 police cruisers trying to get this guy to stop. Again, another risky maneuver there, coming off that curb and then jumping back up on the curve onto the sidewalk. And this is ultimately where it's going to come to an end. They do use those 3 or 4 cruisers to sort of box him in as he would have continued this chase. You'll see this officer pull into position and you'll see the arrest. Again, Alan Duelhost facing charges of fleeing and eluding. That's from the Ravenna Police Department, and criminal mischief from the Kent Police Department. Again, that was a Kent State University campus vehicle, some sort of maintenance or campus vehicle that was originally reported stolen. Now, what we don't see in the list of charges is any kind of stolen vehicle charges. So not sure if Mr. Duelhost was an employee of Kent State. Was that why he was in that vehicle? But we don't get answers to that at this time. We're also waiting for a mugshot of Mr. Duelhost that we will have in our updated story when this airs in our evening newscast. We will start 3.5 hours of news at 3 o'clock on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.